Hi, I'm Davina, and today I would like to talk to you a little bit about flashbacks. I'm going to call this real but not true. So, flashbacks can be very disturbing. These emotional flashbacks that can be triggered by so many things. Um, and I would say, like, if you're recovering, then probably 90 to 100% of the intense emotions you're experiencing today are actually feelings from your childhood, from when you were abused and abandoned by your narcissistic parents. So, some very common ones, feelings that come up: shame, deep sadness, depression, anxiety, feeling scared, um, feeling angry, furious, helpless, hopeless, exhausted, lonely. Um, these can all be very intense and often, as you know, in the beginning, just absolutely overwhelming. Um, so yeah, I wanted to kind of show you what I've kind of discovered here. And yeah, when a feeling comes up, such as shame, if we're not feeling that shame, then we become identified with it and it feels true. For example, I am worthless, or I am despicable, or I'm a loser. So we believe, that we were thinking that it's true. But it's important to know that this is just a feeling that that you had as a child that is now coming up, and wanting to be released. So one of the most important things to do is just to name that feeling, to say, I am feeling ashamed, or this is shame, this is not me. So it's a real feeling. It's a real feeling from, decades ago, probably. Um, but it's not true. It's not your identity. It's not who you are. So it can really help to make this distinction, when trying to feel the flashbacks, because it can feel um, like overwhelming to experience these feelings. So once we understand, we get practiced with feeling our feelings, it will become kind of more evident that they do just actually flow through. Um, yeah, and another example is fear. This is another one that, again, it can feel like, for example, you might have thoughts like, I'm going to get punished, or bad things are going to happen, um, you know, and yeah, so to overcome this is like just to name that feeling, and it's like, I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling terrified. And then we can also start to connect maybe where that is in our bodies, and sometimes that's possible, sometimes it's not. um, so yeah, for me, fear often comes in my, my neck, back of the shoulders, kind of thing. um, Another one, for example, hopelessness. Again, if you're getting identified with it, it can feel very scary, right? I am hopeless, or what's the point, or I am doomed. Like, it can be really like gloom and doom. I just went through this myself this morning. It went from kind of an exhaustion to into like hopelessness, and then I realized, oh, this is a flashback, and I get fooled still every time, thinking like this is true, like this is like it feels really true when I'm in it. Um, and even though I've done this a lot of times, it can still feel so very true when we're in it. So yeah, if you can even just have the mantra, real but not true, real but not true, and say like, I feel hopelessness right now, and this feeling is going to pass. This flashback is going to pass. Um, and if we can, we can sit with that feeling and let it flow through and release. And sometimes it is just not possible, or you're not in a place where that's possible. And so we just have to endure the flashback until it subsides. And that can be, half an hour, or it could be hours, or it could be days, or even weeks, flashbacks. So yeah, so once I guess obviously the number one thing is just being able to identify that you're in a flashback, and that takes just a lot of awareness and a lot of practice, and just noticing, what am I feeling, what am I thinking, and you'll start to notice more, like, and how your body is feeling. um, just again, it just takes years and years of a lot of practice with meditation and feeling feelings. So yeah, so when you're in the flashback, remind yourself it's real, but it's not true. Name the feeling if you can identify it, or if you can't, just say, I'm in emotional pain right now, and this will pass. So that's another one. It's just remind yourself it's not going to last forever. Um, this is the one I'm starting to add more and more. And Pete Walker suggests this in his flashback steps, because as a child, you have no concept of time. You only know, like, now, now. That's it. So if you have, when children have those intense feelings, they also think, oh, this is not gonna end, right? So that's why it can be very intense for them. And remember that, basically you're carrying around with you this wounded child who was abused and neglected. And so you can, even imagine, like, I have a little doll. I don't use her so much anymore, but it can help even if you have like a doll or a teddy bear or something to remind you, like, to hold that, like, so that you're the adult in the present, and, imagining that you're holding that child who's having that feeling. Because it's really like you're almost being transported back into time. Your brain has been like hijacked, and you're just become overwhelmed with this intense and very unpleasant emotion. Another thing that I did this morning was I was kind of reminding myself of times when I didn't feel this way. Because I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to be like this forever, just feeling hopeless and exhausted. And oh my God, how am I going to work? And, it starts to that kind of drasticizing and catastrophizing kind of thing. So to stop that, it's going to pass, and remember that, oh yeah, last week I was actually out of the flashback, and I was actually feeling pretty good. And oh yeah, yesterday I was sitting in the sun and feeling relaxed. Oh yeah, and there was a few weeks ago when I was really feeling in my power, and I was talking to my friend at the beach or whatever. So it's just like reminding yourself that that you do have other feelings, and they do come and go. And again, this will come with time, because in the beginning it can just be like a whole smorgasbord of, you might not even know what exactly you're feeling, but that's okay too. Just and always I just give myself a squeeze, and sometimes I hear my little inner child saying, hold me tighter, hold me tighter. And so I just squeeze myself really tight, and sometimes that helps me to feel those really difficult feelings. This is a really difficult journey. And I really hope that you are doing well today. I am wishing you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I am Davina Shemaya at Boldness Blooming. Thanks for watching.